Yeah! No notifications! You know, if I were popular enough for people to want to talk to me, I would want to talk about Fortnite and Mark-ass brownies. Oh yeah, and what the hell went wrong with YouTube Rewind? Why doesn't anyone want to talk to me? Whoa, it's Rewind time! I'm talking about Rewind. Well, it's that time of year again. YouTube Rewind 2019 is right around the corner, and there is no question about it. I'm ready to be hurt again. You might even be watching this after it's out, so I hope it's not ass. Or better yet, I hope it's better than last year, because last year was just...
I think this year's Rewind should celebrate the fierce, fabulous, and empowering art of drag.
But although last year was terrible, I'm gonna make the bold statement and say that 2019 Rewind will be better than last year. And don't take me wrong for that, it's gonna suck. Like, it's gonna suck bad. But nothing can be worse than 2018 Rewind. Right? Now, does that sound familiar? Does that statement feel like deja vu? Because it should. We've been saying that for 4 years now. Starting in 2016, things felt off. Now I'll get to 2016 later and explain how that's the year that YouTube Rewind took a turn for the worst. But for now, take a journey with me as I review, pick apart, and ass blast every subsequent Rewind, starting with 2010. Wait, there was a Rewind 2010? Oh, 2010. Back when I looked like this, the first iPad released, and oh my god, I look like this? YouTube released their first ever Rewind back in 2010, and it wasn't really a Rewind. I guess YouTube didn't really know how important Rewinds could be, because all it was a top 10 viewed videos of 2010, and it was, what's the word, lame. There was a bit of editing going on, but none of that YouTuber stuff that we're used to by now. If you're confused on the 2010 Rewind and not really getting what I'm putting down here and too lazy to watch it, well, I made an up-to-date version for 2019 with the most viewed videos now. Oh yeah, that's right! YouTube is just music video tube now. Great. But hey, at least YouTube put in some money for the next one in 2011. I heard there's even a YouTuber that's hosting the top 10 views. And it was Rebecca Black. Remember this? Yeah, well, I guess YouTube didn't remember this. Funny and sadly enough, 2011 had a worse like to dislike ratio than 2010 did. That's just solid proof that YouTube doesn't know how to give the people what they want. So yeah, it was boring like last year, but now it has the most disliked person of 2011. Smart, YouTube! Aww. But I think they heard the cries, and the next year they came out with... Oh great. So YouTube ditched the old, quite frankly, terrible ranking format of the Rewinds, and instead got a bunch of the influential YouTubers of 2012, put them together in a video, and made the first official YouTube Rewind. And it was actually okay! See, back then, the Rewinds were meant to celebrate the YouTubers of that year, cover the big events, and throw in some pop songs while they all did their thing. Now, since I wasn't on YouTube back then, the Rewinds 2012 through 2014 don't really resonate with me as much as the later ones do, but I can still appreciate they put in a lot of effort for this one. Although, geez, it started off so slow. It's actually kind of boring.
Rewind YouTube style.
Now that's more like it. You got the Gangnam Style guy. So besides that absolute atrocity, I would say I like this one. Now obviously if I was in the YouTube scene back then, I would like it much more. But wow, the only people I recognize are Smosh and the Orange and this guy. Was there really nothing else back then that I remember? Oh shoot, did you catch that? Well, I think YouTube actually did really well when it came to their first outing. They mixed the world's biggest music video of that year with popular trends and super influential YouTubers that are actually relevant back then. So I'd say good job. And I would give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, I'm rating them. Thought I already said that. Well, we're rating them. Now, although 2012 Rewind was the first official Rewind, I would say 2013 was when YouTube actually hit the mainstream, and they had to balance everyone and everything. And I think they did a pretty good job. They opened with the Kid President. Yeah, throwback, right? Remember him? Mega viral hit of 2013, and now he only gets a couple thousand views. But he was the opener of Rewind, and it actually fit. And although he was a viral star, and in the later Rewinds, those got super cringy, he was an actual YouTuber that posted actual videos. It wasn't just a viral video that happened to be on YouTube. It was a dude that actually posted and earned his spot. See, just another reason that the old Rewinds are better than the new ones.
Let's do this.
But But yeah, just another good rewind. Popular faces, one-hit wonder songs, a shitload of saturation, and the moment has come, ladies and gentlemen. We finally get our very first late night show host! Yay, I'm so happy! No, I'm not. But instead of getting mad and marking this as the day that YouTube Rewind died, wow, that would have been a much better title. Just look how they frame them. You've got YouTubers watching Jimmy Fallon. It's not just Jimmy Fallon doing the damn Fortnite emote, hello fellow kids. It's just YouTube acknowledging the viral late night show hosts, but keeping them separate from the real YouTubers. I think it was a really good way of showing them, but of course they throw that out a couple years later and totally forget about that, so who knows, maybe it was an accident. But the rest is normal rewind material. Bopping viral stars that I have absolutely no idea who their names are, and that's a wrap. Overall, an alright rewind. And what's this? Oh, it's such a surprise! This caught me off guard, it's PewDiePie! So of course this didn't catch me off guard because it's been 6 years since they uploaded this, but back in 2013, this was a huge deal. In the 2012 rewind, everyone was wondering where the hell was the up-and-coming YouTube sensation PewDiePie. Well, they heard our prayers and cries and they squeezed PewDiePie into the last few seconds of 2013 rewind. And that instantly bumps this up a few points, because come on, it's PewDiePie! YouTube just isn't YouTube without PewDiePie. 8 out of 10. That's so not getting old, is it? So instead of an ending cameo again, they decided to open up YouTube Rewind 2014 with PewDiePie. And that's the best thing they could have done. I mean, imagine if they ignored the biggest YouTuber on earth and tried to pretend he didn't exist, all for PR. But in all honesty, this rewind was even better than the last two. Big YouTubers were at the forefront, and the viral catchy music was now in the background, not as its own thing, but as accompanying music to all the YouTubers doing their thing. Now YouTube, look at this video. This is how you make a rewind. And they also had a larger emphasis on the international crowd because, believe it or not, other people besides America and the UK watch YouTube. So that's always good to see. Now of course they utterly botched it and straight up pandered in the 2018 rewind, but we'll get there. Oh, we'll get there. Now again, they had the late night show hosts, and again, they did it really well. Even better than the last year in my opinion. Now because of how easy it is for traditional media to do really well on YouTube because they're insanely high budgets, they were a bigger part of YouTube that year, and in the rewind it showed. They incorporated YouTubers interrupting the host shows and made it bearable. We don't have to like it, but it's bearable. But overall, another really good rewind. They incorporated the corporate stuff with the YouTubers that actually made a difference that year. So, I've got to give it a 9 out of 10. Now for research of this video, I decided to do an extensive poll of the favorite YouTube rewinds from the past 4 years. But anyway, this extensive poll had a whopping 5 votes! And it told me that 80% said that Rewind 2015 was their favorite. So let's see why. Oh, it's her. Well, at least it starts out with a really good message surrounded by absolutely no one that I recognize. It does its normal YouTube rewind motion, just with one tiny difference. I don't know any of these f***ing people! Besides Lily Sings, who doesn't really count, the first person that I recognize is this dude. Yeah, the late night show host with the car karaoke videos. Now isn't he just your favorite YouTuber? Oh no? It's only Facebook moms and people who visit YouTube twice a year watch him? Oh well, it keeps going and going and oh, she's still alive? You got more international representation, which is never bad, but so far it's not as good as last year. In fact, I would say it's marginally worse than last year.
Just hit rewind! Hit it!
Do you see this? You see this right here? This is the face of disappointment. This is how you do not include the late night show host guys. Now the other 2 years implemented them quite nicely, acknowledging them but not acting as if they're the face of YouTube. But now these comedic geniuses are mixed in with the real YouTubers and integrated with them, and am I being a gatekeeping YouTube Nazi? So YouTube Rewind 2015. Although largely renowned as the best one, it's honestly not as good as 2014 for me. I thought this one was going to be my favorite because it was the first one that I saw when it was first released, but it just doesn't have enough good stuff to be as good as 2014. But don't get me wrong there, it's still pretty good. 8.5 out of 10. Oh god. holy shit, it's my favorite YouTuber, The Rock! So before I bitch about a company and how they didn't make a YouTube video exactly the way that I like, let me just play devil's advocate for a second. YouTube right around this time is now the juggernaut it is today. It's a worldwide thing now, so surprise, surprise, they need to appeal to everyone worldwide. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but now that you have thousands of YouTube channels with over 1 million subscribers, you gotta make a lot of compromises to appeal to absolutely everyone. Because instead of just losers who make videos in their rooms, wow, I seriously just called myself out. You now have the traditional YouTubers, the late night show hosts who are even bigger now, more viral videos, and now you have to include celebrities. So there's now a lot to accommodate for. So it's the same old, popular trends, even more YouTubers I don't know, and yay, more late night show hosts! I'm totally not disappointed right now. But now that they're trying to appeal to absolutely everyone, it's less appealing to my American self. Now that's not too much of a big deal because I think this year was just about on par with 2015, if not a little bit better. And that's because although there was just as many people that I didn't recognize, there was a whole lot more people that I actually did recognize. And of course that's a subjective thing, considering it's people that I recognize, but as a whole I do think it was better made and represented the people on YouTube a lot better than 2015 did. So I'm gonna have to give this one an 8.5 out of 10. But before we go on to the next one, you might still be wondering, why the hell was it The Rock that opened up 2016? Well, I can tell you why. It's because...
I mean, it's an advertisement. It's an advertisement for YouTube.
I never realized that this was just one big advertisement meant to sway advertisers onto the platform. So the rewinds are really just for companies to see this and say,
whoa, this YouTube place is pretty hip and chill. Everyone's attractive, dancing, and making money. Guess we're gonna place our ads here.
So yeah, when you have someone like The Rock opening Rewind, it looks really good to advertisers. Maybe not to every single other person, but money comes first, and I think they did a pretty good job. But sadly, this marked the beginning of the end. YouTube took that advertisers first mentality and ran to the f***ing moon with it.
Welcome back to YouTube Rewind. We've got 2 special guests with us.
This sucks so much ass! Who better to start off the 2017 YouTube Rewind than a late night show host, a former Viner, and someone who has not uploaded in a year. But hey, at least they have 1/3 YouTuber for the opening shot of YouTube Rewind. Overall with this rewind, there were some bad parts, there were some good parts, there were some what the f*** were they going for here parts. They had some memes. Thank God that saved the rewind for me. Said absolutely no one. But although this one is just sucking compared to 2016, there was one thing they did differently from 2016 that I have to commend them for. See, in 2016 I only recognized, say, about 20% of the people, but now in 2017 I only know like 10 of them. Yeah, this was terrible. It had the Pauls, no PewDiePie, literally no important YouTube events from 2017. Gonna have to give this one a big fat 5 out of 10. It was just not fun to watch, like I actually got bored. And not to mention just how fast the transitions were. The day this came out, I passed out on the spot and was in a coma for days. Okay, now that we have that one out of the way, that was just god-awful. There's no way anything could be worse than that. Oh, 2018 Rewind was terrible. What else is there to say? I'm sure you've heard every criticism there is for this Rewind, like no PewDiePie, no boxing match. Literally every single important event was not mentioned. And along with that, there was no one important in the video. It was called Everyone Controls Rewind for f***'s sake. YouTube tried their damnedest to please everyone and voila, you got the most disliked video on earth. So I'll spare you the details and jump straight to the chase. 2.5 out of 10. There's almost nothing redeemable with this year. I would say maybe the spotlight on animation YouTubers and the special effects is good, but besides that, it was so ass. See, this is alright. This is actually okay. Oh! How on God's green f***ing earth did they think this was acceptable? But that being said, I think I'll just be honest for a second. There is no way this could get any worse. I think the bar is set so low for 2019 that it has to be good. Right? I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see. In fact, I think in the meantime, I'll just have to explain how to make the perfect 2019 Rewind, what it needs to do to please everybody, and how not to get the most dislikes again. So, stay tuned for that. It'll be out the Sunday before the next Rewind. God help us all. Ah ha ha! That's hot. That's hot. Oh, why hello there. I didn't see you at the very end of the video. Oh, is it Is it almost 15 minutes? Oh, what a coincidence. That's so crazy. Leave a like, look at the Twitter, for frick's sake, dog.